Gambler.
South Jersey's play-by-play home for the Eagles,
Touchdown!
Sixers, and Flyers.
He scored!
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD Millville, Atlantic City, a Town Square media station.
The following program is paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein. The opinions expressed are not those of Town Square Media or station advertisers.
Red 83!
Welcome to the Locker Room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the Locker Room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the Locker Room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the Locker Room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the Locker Room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
It is a beautiful Sunday morning here at the Jersey Shore. Welcome into the Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Josh Hennig, and our very special guest, Mark Grimes, my agent at the beach. Good morning, Mark Grimes.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning.
Grimesy, Josh Hennig, what a great Sunday morning. The sun's shining. Our Philadelphia Phillies won a very critical Game 5 in the desert last night. We got the Eagles, Dolphins today. We're broadcasting live at the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana. Couldn't get any better than this, Grimesy.
This is unbelievable. These TVs. This is what a casino.
Right.
This is what a casino looks like. I've never been in one.
I tell you what, Josh. A lot of people were nervous yesterday.
Yep.
And rightly so. But how much money in the bank is Wheeler? Zach Wheeler is money in the bank.
You could argue Zach Wheeler is the best pitcher in the postseason. And I think that it's absolutely incredible that this guy, he's not young. He's a vested veteran at this point in his mid-30s. And he looks like he's better than ever. And there's something about a guy who's 6'4", 6'5", throwing downhill that these guys just have so much trouble with. Because, one of the problems is that not every tall pitcher is able to use their height effectively. Not everyone can be Randy Johnson.
Right.
So, and I think Wheeler did an incredible job yesterday at using the angles of his pitches to affect the batters. And now he's 3-0 in this postseason, and he's in the conversation for NLCS MVP.
Absolutely. And Grimesy, before we get started in the meat and potatoes of the Phillies and the Eagles today, we want to thank you. Mark Grimes is one of our sponsors to the show, Grimesy, and we really appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
And
long-time sponsor of the show.
Hey, you guys do a great job here. So I love being a sponsor, and I love being a substitute teacher every once in a while on the show. It's just nice.
Grimesy, talk about like ice running through his veins. My brother said yesterday, Wheeler's looked good in his first three starts. He's due for a clunker. No, he comes out and he's ice water running through his veins.
I read an article this morning before getting on the show, and they said they're comparing him to Verlander and Scherzer, right? And they said, how would you like to be the Mets doctor that nixed him getting re-signed by the Mets? And that's how we got it.
Right, because he had Tommy John.
Oh, exactly. They nixed it. Said, do not sign this guy.
Yeah. Josh, I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. I mean, we talked about this on the way in, and we'll talk about it during the show. But who do you give an MVP? If you had to pick an MVP right now for the NLCS, I mean, the series not over. We still have to, finish business here tomorrow night in Philadelphia. But if you had to pick an MVP for the NLCS, who would you pick?
Can you give it to the team? Except Kimbrel. Except Kimbrel.
Well, to me, there's three guys right now. We mentioned Wheeler, Kyle Schwarber, and Bryce Harper. And I don't know if you can clearly say which one is the greater impact, but I think those are the three front runners right now because they all have had massive impacts on this series.
Absolutely, I would tend to lean right now to Wheeler because pitching, you have to have good pitching.
If you lose that game last night, it's over.
It's over.
Yeah, I mean he's 100%. It's him, Harper, and then Schwarber.
See, to me, I would give it to Harper because I think Harper is the one guy that's had an impact on every game.
Here's
in
a
this
guy.
series.
Well, he's the leader.
Here's a guy
leader.
that steals home plate, hits a home run. I mean, the guy's he's a stud.
But here's the thing: Harper's one of 2 players now to ever have a home
like
run and a
superhuman.
stolen base in a postseason game. Like, how ridiculous is that? Like, you're one of 2, and that it just goes to show you that this guy is the man. Like, no offense to the 08 team, but the 08 was like a 3-headed monster. You know, actually 4 when you throw in Hamels and Lidge, right? But the idea is that with this team, we all know who the leader is. We all know who the superstar is, and it's amazing to see that guy is not shrinking from the moment.
Schwarber has 19 home runs from the left-hand side of the plate. He's the most in postseason history.
He has 20 now.
He has 20 now.
It's absolutely incredible.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
I mean, what a time to be a Phillies fan right now.
I mean, how crazy is that he is now past Reggie Jackson?
It's unbelievable.
I mean, that Reggie Jackson is a legend. You know, that guy took over postseason games with the Yankees, and now Schwarber's in the same conversation. It's wild.
And he's got 5 home runs in the franchise history. He's the second player in franchise history to hit 5 home runs in a single postseason series. That's pretty phenomenal.
And I think that's why he gets consideration too, because you could argue that him hitting home runs is something that demoralizes the other team because he doesn't just hit cheapies. They're gone.
Do you ever remember a team where every batter that gets up, you say, this guy can hit a home run?
I don't know.
Like literally, I'm like the first 8 or really 6 batters, you can say, this guy can hit a home run.
I mean, the only team I can think of is the 98 Yankees because the 98 Yankees, it felt like that whole team was just full of dudes. You know, and even Scott Brocious batting at third base in a 9-hole. Like, he hit home runs in the postseason in 98. No, the point is, like, I mean, look at Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter is supposed to be Mr. November, but he was like the least power hitter on that team. So, I mean, that's the only team I can think of. But you're right. I mean, the amount of power on this team. The only team that's got a similar lineup, really, are the 2 teams in the American League right now.
Right.
And of course, the Phillies come home for Game 6, and they got Aaron Nola in the helm. I mean, he's been pitching lights out.
He's been pitching lights out at home, and that's the key. He's great at home. He's not so good on the road. So for you guys, knowing that we're coming home, you know, you're going. I assume we're all going into tomorrow night thinking we're going to win, right?
Absolutely. I mean, he's 3-0 with a 0.96 ERA in the postseason.
Listen, that place is going to be electric, and
Right.
I don't think I've ever felt more sure in my life about a game than tomorrow night.
Ramsey, you were at game.
I've been to 4 of them.
You've been to 4 games.
Yeah, I've been.
You were behind. You were almost. I was looking for you. You said you told me you were behind the plate. I didn't see you.
I just got to give 2 quick shout outs.
Yeah.
One to the Fonte family for inviting me twice. Jesse and Jeff and his family, and then and Judge Donio for inviting me twice. So
how loud was it?
Oh my God!
You
it's
were
unbelievable.
You were right behind the plate, pretty much, right?
Both games. I mean, all 4 games.
How far are you from Liam Castellanos?
Actually, the Fonte seats are right there.
Is that right?
Row 5. We're right behind Uncle Bill's. Their seats.
I think when the Phillies went out to Arizona, that first game, it was like it was 2-1.
Oh, the first game was stupid.
They didn't look
the first game. First of all, why is a postseason game at 2:00 Pacific time? It's the stupidest thing in the world.
But I mean, it's a dome. It's cavernous. It's dark. It didn't. Well, it wasn't loud. You could see empty seats at the top.
Listen,
like, come on, man.
Listen, I went to school out there, and I was trolling some of my fraternity brothers on their Facebook pages, and they were trying to sell their tickets, and I said, "Good luck."
Hey, guess what? I went online the other day. They were selling tickets for you could buy a ticket for $50.
Phillies fans were buying tickets to try and keep the stadium empty or gift them to other Phillies fans in Arizona. That's what was going on Friday.
Yeah, that was crazy. And you know what? Phillies fans travel well because by the second and third game, you can see a sea of red inside the stadium.
It filled up, right?
Yeah. Hey, we got a great show lined up today. At 10:30, we'll talk with Scott Grayson from Fox 29 News. We'll get the keys to the game. We'll also talk to him a little bit about the Phillies. But, of course, we'll get the keys to the game brought to you by Blitz's Market of Ocean City. And then the bottom of the second hour, we'll talk to the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, brought to you by Charlie's Bar and Restaurant, Summers Point. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227.
Experience the best of the NFL season today at Caesars Sportsbook at Tropicana in Atlantic City. Bring your friends, grab a beer, and cheer on your favorite teams. Now's the time to make a game plan and reserve your seats. Your ultimate game day experience awaits. Learn more how you can reserve a seat at the Caesars Sportsbook and watch all the NFL games at Caesars.com/AC.
All right, I want to tell you about La Scala's Beach House. Now, Grimes, you know about La Scala's.
Oh, phenomenal.
The food's unbelievable.
Phenomenal. And what he did with that place in Brigantine.
Just turned it around.
Stunning.
All right, you got to go to La Scala's Beach House in Brigantine. It opened this summer to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of homemade Italian, American, and seafood favorites, plus their famous pizzas. Everything's generously portioned and great for sharing. Eat in or take out at La Scala's, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Wednesdays, 11:30 to 10 Thursday through Sunday. It's located at 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. You'll love their cozy leather, huge booths. They got a great wraparound bar. They've got magnificent big screen TVs to watch all the games. They got a game day menu at La Scala's Beach House. .com. Let's eat. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein, Josh Hennig, our special guest, Mark Grimes, as we broadcast live from the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. It's week 7, and the Eagles host the Miami Dolphins on Sunday Night Football at the Link.
He's hit. He's sacked back across the 20. They got him. The Son Reddick.
Pre-game coverage starts at 7 p.m. with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick calling all the action starting at 8:20. This is where the Philadelphia Eagles play. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's official Eagles station. Brought to you by
Jenkins Plumbing and Heating at jenkinsandsons.com. Piccalilli Inn. Nobody beats the Piccalilli, Route 206 in Chemong. Frank Vincent Windows, Roofing, Siding, and Doors make your home look new again. BMW of Atlantic City. Ocean Casino. Get your game on at the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino this football season. And First Bank of Sea Isle.
97.3 ESPN FM is your official home in South Jersey for Eagles football.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hey, Billy.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize
Fight
the
song
Deal
coming
for
out of break?
incredible weekly offers from
Fight
some
song coming out of
fantastic
break?
local restaurants. Here's
Okay.
this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card good for use at Jester's Dive Bar for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to seizethedeal.com.
SeizeTheDeal.com. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana. Week 7 in the NFL. Of course, we still got a Phillies hangover. Mark Grimes from last night's big win, a big 6-1 win. Well, let me ask you before we transition into football.
Yes.
A couple things I want to. What do you think the turning point of the game was last night for the Phillies? Because I have something that stuck out in my mind.
The turning point?
Yeah.
Schwarber's home run.
Schwarber's home run.
The first pitch.
I thought. How about this? I thought Stott, that defensive play that he made, he made that diving stab that saved a run. And that could have changed the complexion of the game. That was a huge play.
To me, Harper's home run was the kill shot.
Yeah. You set the tone right out of the gate.
Yeah.
First inning.
I think the point you brought up with Stott is very important because Stott has now been nominated for a Gold Glove this year.
And so he should be. Right?
And he has played multiple times in this series where he has, as you put it, saved a run or saved an inning or something. I mean, you could argue that Stott, his move from shortstop to second is like top 5 most important things the Phillies did this year.
It's unbelievable, Grimesy. Now, let me ask you this question, Mark.
Yes.
Who do you want to see next? Texas or Houston?
No. I want Houston.
I
want the best. Listen, I have always been the guy. I want best versus the best.
To be the best, you got to beat the best.
You got to beat the best. These people are like, hey, I want a better draw, and I want the weaker team. No, you want to play the best.
And I get that feeling from the players too.
Yeah.
They don't want to lollygag. They don't want to. They want to be the best. The only way you can accomplish that is by beating the best.
If you want to be the man, you got to beat the man.
That's right.
I want revenge. I want Houston again. Can I tell you this? I'm watching the Houston game the other night. They throw the batter. A fight breaks out.
Yep.
They're losing 4-2. That could have literally changed the complexity of that whole game. Then Altuve comes up and hits a 3-run homer. Now, let me ask you something. I sent 3 text messages out saying, did you just see what just happened in this past inning? And people are like, they're cheaters. I'm like, please stop.
Cares?
I'm like,
tired
please
of that.
stop. Like, listen, I've never seen one sport in my life where more cheating goes on than that sport.
Aren't you supposed
I'm talking about the pitchers
right.
with whatever they're putting in their hands,
They
their
gotta
gloves
check
or
their
hat.
hands. Yeah, right.
I'm talking about stealing signs. It's been going on since Little League. I mean,
I
it's just
thought stealing signs was a part of the game. I mean, they teach you to do that.
exactly. So what is the
Let
problem?
me ask you this
I don't
question.
understand
Did
the problem.
you have a problem with the Tom Brady thing?
Not at all.
I didn't either. Like, if you're
No.
not cheating, if
Not at all.
you're not cheating, you're not trying to win.
Yes,
Especially at that level, because let's face it, you got to get any edge you can get.
100%.
Unless you're, I don't condone technology.
Exactly.
Though, Grimes.
Yeah, I got that part right. But listen, like you're not going to have someone listen in on calls,
Right,
like the calls that they're making, from the defensive coordinators,
Right.
Like that I get,
Right.
But if you can steal a sign, steal the sign.
All right. What's his sign?
You get arrested for that today.
All right. Let's transition to football because it's week 7 in the NFL. The Eagles, laid an egg last week. I mean, that was just an embarrassment. They were 3 interceptions. Jalen Hurts. One shouldn't even have been an interception. I think one should have been a fumble.
Two of them shouldn't have been interceptions.
Right,
credit against.
But they
quarterback.
were, and Jalen Hurts has not been playing to the standard he set last year.
Correct.
Am I correct?
Yes.
I asked you guys off the air, do you think that he's starting to smell himself? We talked about this yesterday. Look, with the trappings of success, there's all those, like, all the attention that's been paid to him. Maybe it's going through his head a little bit.
Well, I will say this: the year before they went to the Super Bowl, I didn't think he was that good.
Right.
And then
he changed your mind last year.
Oh, I apologize. I was like, listen, I was dead wrong on this guy. Now I'm starting to see him revert back to some of the things that I saw before the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and that's just.
And Josh, we were told that Brian Johnson comes in. They've had a long-term relationship. You thought it would maybe even get a little better if that's possible.
I think Brian Johnson.
And so they've actually taken a step back.
I don't think Hurts is smelling himself. I think Brian Johnson is the problem. I think Brian Johnson is the guy who's
but he's not the one that's throwing the ball.
Two things. One, Brian Johnson was a coordinator at 3 different schools: Utah, Houston, and Florida, and a quarterback coach at Mississippi State. He's calling this team like a college offense. He's not calling it a pro offense. Number 2, do we really think Jalen Hurts is going to tell his coach to go bleep himself and do whatever he wants? No.
James Harden would.
James Harden would, right?
Yeah, but that's why he's not in practice.
Right. But Jalen Hurts is going to execute the offense the way the coaches have game planned it. So the problem is that you have guys like Brian Baldinger and Greg Cosell, like the football film breakdown guys. They keep calling it predetermined throws. Well, where do predetermined throws come from? They come from the coaches. So I think part of Hurts' problem is Brian Johnson is not letting him execute the offense at the level he did last year.
Well, here's another thing,
point.
Mark.
Very valid point.
That's a valid point, but here's another thing. Like a lot of times last year, he was reluctant. Jalen Hurts was reluctant to throw a ball into a tight area. Right. This year, he's throwing the ball in double and triple coverage
I've seen it
times.
Many times.
Maybe he's.
That's the predetermined throw. That's the idea that
right.
If you have 4 receivers on a route, but you're only focusing on 2 of the 4, well, guess what? You're limiting your options. The defense can read you. They can gang up on the one guy you're throwing to.
I know Devontae Smith's getting a little frustrated.
Well, Devontae's got to catch the ball.
Right.
Well, I will say this: he's been a good soldier. Because you
yes.
remember at the beginning of the season, A.J. Brown started complaining he's not getting enough targets. They went to him at nauseum. Then and rightly, I mean he's 4 games in a row with 125 yards plus, which is tied a franchise record with Harold Carmichael.
Right.
So he gets another one of those, he breaks that record. But then Goddard. Everybody's like Goddard needs to get in Goddard. And then all of a sudden they start like feeding Goddard. Well, Devontae Smith hasn't made at least anything public that we're aware of. That he wants to ball.
He's just shown some frustrations on the sidelines. That's all he's done.
But again, it gets back to the coaching. I remember back in 2021, Sirianni used to be the play caller. Then he handed it off to Shane Steichen. After Steichen took over, it's when the Eagles launched, right?
Right.
Steichen is now in Indianapolis with the 11th best scoring offense in the NFL. And he's had 2 quarterbacks, a trash team compared to the Eagles. Maybe the problem is that Steichen was the elixir. Maybe Steichen was the guy that knew how to unlock this offense because apparently Sirianni and Brian Johnson are not doing the best job.
Yep.
Last week, the Eagles' offense was out of sorts. Was upside down. We've been getting a good mix of passing and running. Last week, I think they threw the ball 45 times to only 22 rushes. And you know what, Grimes? Every football season, we seem to get hear people say, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. They were doing that, and they were successful at it.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden last week they get away from it. And you're talking about the Jets, a team that was like number 29 against the rush.
I agree with you. Listen, I had them losing against the Rams the week before. I caught a lot of grief on that, text messages. And it's pretty unbelievable, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I'll be
making that mistake here today.
That means you got a lot of listeners out there. I was actually shocked how many text messages I got. So then, now this is another game I'm very extremely worried about. But I'm not going to go out on the limb because I don't want a bunch of text messages. But you're right.
It's fair to be worried. It's fair to be worried.
Oh yeah. This team is
worried.
This team is lightning fast.
Well, wait a minute. I'm glad you said that because Josh has a different opinion about this. Why don't you lay it on Mark Grimes, Josh?
The Dolphins' opponents are 9-26 on the year.
Okay,
good stat.
They have racked up all these points against some of the worst defenses in the league. The Broncos, the Panthers, the Giants. They played one good team this year. They got their teeth kicked in.
Right.
It was on the road in Buffalo.
Right.
So now you're taking them out of the heat in Miami. You're taking off of the fast track in Miami. You're bringing them to Philadelphia. It's not as warm. It's not as creature comfort. And the Eagles have a better trench warfare than any of those other teams do. I think the Dolphins have benefited from playing lower level competition, whereas the Eagles have to fight tooth and nail for every win they've got.
Ramsey, let me show you this.
Can I say something?
Yeah,
know what I love about Josh? He makes a lot of valid points.
But at the end of the day, he's wrong. But let me show you something, Grimes. I got in my hands here. I've got some statistics.
Yes.
I'm a statistic
I
guy.
love stats.
All right.
Billy only loves the stats to
It
support
says
his argument.
NFL rank. Well, it's like facts. NFL rankings. I don't care who they play. Like he makes a valid argument.
Yes.
But you can't take it away. They're still beating up on teams they should beat up on.
Well, listen.
So what's that say?
All I know is the clock doesn't lie, and I'm talking about the time clock. The guy runs a 4.340. We got about 5 of those guys.
Right. Ready? Rankings. Number 1 total offense. Rush offense 1. Pass offense 1. Points per game 1.
Mm-hmm.
Third down efficiency is a little lax at 7, but guess what? They're 7. That's not terrible. Point being is they're going to be up against the best team they face too.
I just thought about something as we're sitting here. It didn't even dawn on me until Tua versus Hurts.
Yeah.
I mean, this little payback.
Yeah.
Like, who's the better quarterback? Like, hey, Saban got it wrong. I'm the better guy.
Well, I wouldn't say Saban got it wrong, but I do think that whole situation was weird because I think Jalen did an amazing job of handling the situation in Bama.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he left after the 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's animosity between the guys as much as I think, to Billy's point about has been Hurts smelling himself. Maybe this is the game that unlocks that extra competitor in Hurts to be like, look, I don't hate Tua. Tua is a friend of mine and everything, but you still want to beat your friend.
100%.
And not only that, they're bringing out the Kelly Green tonight, Grimesy.
I know.
I mean, I'm surprised you're not going to the game.
Listen, man.
Kelly Green tonight, Grimesy.
I'm 57 years old, and that game starts at 8:30. I will be in my bed watching that.
Because you're the agent at the beach, man. You got the real estate going on Monday morning. You got to be bright.
Yes.
Rise and shine.
That's exactly right.
Really quick, favorite Kelly Green Eagles player?
Oh,
Keith Byers. No, Seth Joyner.
Seth Joyner. All right.
Mike Quick.
Oh, how could I miss that? Right?
Come on.
Yeah. But you know why I said I went with defense? Because let's face it, Gangrene was when they worded Kelly Green, Eagles were like known for their defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just couldn't score any points.
Right. Randall Cunningham. He comes to my mind.
I always tell people Randall Cunningham was born too early.
Yes.
If Randall played in today's game, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Because he would have had a legitimate offensive coordinator instead of Buddy Ryan telling him, good luck, we're all counting on you.
Right. If only Jalen could throw it as far as. Could you imagine that?
Oh, my God.
Were they up in Buffalo when they threw he was on the 1 yard line? He threw that ball to Fred Barnett.
Swung at the Fred Barnett.
Yes.
Slingshot.
All right. Hey, we're getting excited. We're getting you ready for Eagles football. Sunday night football, national television audience. Hurts against a Tagovailoa. That's a pretty good. I
good
like
pronunciation job.
How about that?
I'm proud of you.
That's no tongue twister there.
It is. All right. The first hour of the locker was powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shortest center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227.
Your ultimate game day experience awaits at Caesars Sportsbook inside Tropicana Atlantic City. Watch and bet on your favorite NFL games all season long with 180-plus seats, VIP booths, and massive screens. The Caesars Sportsbook at Tropicana is the place to be. Book your VIP seats today at Caesars.com/AC.
I want to tell you about the Stan Insurance Group, SIG Protection. Are the what-ifs keeping you up at night? Life is full of surprises, but with Stan Insurance Group, you'll never be caught off guard. Whether it's protecting your home, automobile, business, Stan will help you select the right insurance coverage at the right price to give you and your family peace of mind when you need it the most. Visit sigprotection.com to get a free quote. That's sigprotection.com. All right, when we return, we'll hear from Scott Grayson from Fox 29 News. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Josh Hennig, Mark Grimes as we broadcast live from the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Football Sunday on ESPN Radio.
Jared Goff is an elite NFL quarterback. He is playing elite football. He's the best quarterback in the NFC right now.
Jared Goff and the NFC North leading Detroit Lions head to Baltimore to face Lamar Jackson and the AFC North leading Ravens.
Lamar Jackson right up the middle for the touchdown for the Ravens.
The Lions and Ravens. Coverage begins at noon Eastern with kickoff at 1 Eastern.
It's NFL Sunday on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free Train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again and again. Call and again and again.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Hey, it's number 59, Seth joining. Join me on the Bet Parks Sportsbook app, and you're in the zone. Bet Parks is the official casino and sportsbook app of the real Philly fan and the only app I recommend. Bet more than the score. Bet player performances like total passing and rushing yards. Bet total team touchdowns. Bet who scores a touchdown. And nobody does live in-game betting better than Bet Parks. Bet on the action as it happens. Join me right now and download the Bet Parks Casino and Sportsbook app. New customers make a winning $10 bet and get $125 in bonus sportsbook bets back. Must be a winning bet, and bonus bets must be wagered once. The Bet Parks Sportsbook is the only sports betting app that I recommend. Live betting, parlays, props, teasers, they have it all. Like me, I'm sure that you love to play, you love to win. You bet. Bet Parks.
Must be 21 in NBA, New Jersey.
Yeah, what's up? Yep.
Do you hear that?
You got it.
That's the sound of holiday joy at the Home Depot, where you can find everything you need to get ready for the holiday season, like all new festive outdoor decor. Spread more joy this season with bigger, bolder, and brighter inflatables from the Home Depot, like our exclusive new 8-foot animated Santa and reindeer inflatable for just $149. Available in-store and online. Get holiday ready right now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Caesars Sportsbook right here inside the Tropicana. It's The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Josh Hennig, and our very special guest today, Mark Grimes from Grimes.com. He's my agent at the beach. The big homes, the Ocean City homes.
Yeah,
right
just
here.
a few big ones, yes.
Hey, the house that I lived on the corner of 31st Street, is that still up for sale? I love that location. 3101.
Oh, no, not yet. Well, now we're doing a rehab on that one. Yeah, that's going to be beautiful, isn't it?
Josh, it was the same. That was the same our address was the same address as Surfer Supplies. Yeah, Surfer Supplies.
Right.
Yeah, man, it was great.
Yes.
But all right, so we're talking Eagle. We got to talk a little Phillies with my first guest because he was there when they were popping the champagne. He got all soaked with it. So I just can't get enough of that. Of course, every Sunday we get the keys to the game with Fox 29 News sports anchor Scott Grayson, sponsored by Blitz's Market, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, hoagies, gourmet burgers, and their vegetarian options. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the Locker Room and get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. That's Blitz's Markets, 21st and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Go in and say hi to Dave and Joe Newman. Now let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome in from Fox 29 News, Scott Grayson. Good morning, Scott Grayson.
Good morning, Billy. How you doing?
I'll tell you what, Scott, it's a beautiful Sunday morning, especially with our Phillies won.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys felt this way, but even with the 5-run lead going into the ninth, I was not feeling very comfortable.
Well, obviously with the problems that they're having in the bullpen, but this team, what do they say? They play really well when after they get punched in the mouth, and they got shocked, and it woke them up, and I thought they rebounded very nicely last night.
Yeah, I thought so too. They and obviously they grab momentum back. They're going back to Philly. I just don't see how they lose 2 in a row in Philadelphia. It's just not going to happen. So in my mind, this team's going back to the World Series. We'll see who they play. I wouldn't mind a little payback on the Astros.
Now listen, Scott Grayson, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves because I don't want to jinx anything, but will you be covering Game 6? And if they need a 7, you'll be there for the champagne celebration?
I hope so. I have not yet heard the coverage plan. I hope so.
Just don't drive home soaking wet, smelling of champagne and beer.
Got to get home some way.
All right. All right. Scott Grayson got a special guest with us today. Mark Grimes from Berkshire Hathaway is with us here. He's a great advertiser with us, but he's also joining us on the set. But you guys got something in common.
Hey, Scott, very, very, very big fan of yours. Been seeing you on the show over the years, and we both went to Arizona State. I got out of there in '89, so it's very ironic they got 2 of the smartest guys on the show from Arizona State on this.
Yes, I love it. Yeah, go Devils. Although lately we have not had a whole lot to cheer about.
Yeah, no, I think we got to spend a little bit more NIL money.
Yeah, clearly.
All right, Scott Grayson. It's week 7 in the NFL. And last week, I'll tell you what, everybody, I was a little skeptical when we give our scores out. Everybody had, the Eagles beating the Jets pretty convincingly, and that bothers me, Grimes. When everybody goes one way, it sends up red flags for me. But I didn't even see that coming. I did not see the Eagles playing so pedestrian, if you will. I don't know. They looked horrible. They looked out of sync in every aspect of the game.
You got to remember, Jets are a very good defense as well, though.
Yeah, the Jets are good. My whole problem, to me, guys, the train came off the tracks when Lane Johnson got hurt. So that was early in the game. They went off their scripted plays, and their scripted plays in that first drive were excellent. What was it, like a 19-play, 91-yard drive that ate up like 9 minutes off the clock?
Yeah.
They stuck with the script. But after that, I felt like Brian Johnson threw the game plan in the trash can because Lane Johnson was out. You asked Jalen Hurts to throw the ball 45 times. It's just not a recipe for success. On top of that, the turnover that bounced off of Goddard's hands, not Jalen's fault. The fumble, not Jalen's fault. I thought one interception was forced and telegraphed and shouldn't have been. But, just everything looked bad. Everything looked awful there to me. And it just, it still only counts as one loss. And we're going to see how this team handles a little adversity, tonight.
Scott, I wanted to ask you a little quick because we were going back and forth about this. I want to get your perspective because you've been in the locker room tons of times. Billy was asking the question. I want to present it to you. Concerns about Jalen Hurts. Do you feel like Hurts is just getting off to a slow start? Do you think it's Brian Johnson maybe calling the right plays? Or do you think that Jalen Hurts is smelling his own success?
I definitely don't think it's the last one. I would say it's a little bit of the first two. I think it's a little bit of Brian Johnson and trying to get into a rhythm in this offense. I also think it's a little bit of just trying to find his way back through. Look, all these defensive coordinators had a whole offseason to figure out what they were going to do with the Eagles. The Eagles have a target on their back. I've said this week after week, and they've had to learn how to play with that target on their back. And I think to a certain extent, they found ways to win when they've played sloppy. They have not yet played a great game. We can all agree to that. But I think this offense has to try to find a rhythm still. I would not say they've been in any kind of rhythm. And we say that, and they've put up a ton of yards. They have not had the red zone percentage that, they want. And frankly, they had last year. So there's an area that they still need to improve on. And frankly, I think that's part of the reason Julio Jones was brought in here. I think he's going to be more of a red zone threat that you throw the ball up to in the end zone. And we'll see if that's a little bit used tonight with him. But I think this team they're not far off. This offense is not far off of what it wants to be, but it's still trying to find its way. And you know what? It's only week 7. Now there's still a long way to go, and I've always been a big believer in don't peak now. You don't want to be peaking now because it's really hard to maintain that all the way through till February in the Super Bowl, which is where I would argue the Niners have kind of done a little bit early. But in this case, the Eagles need to keep building, and this offense has some work to do for sure. But I am not panicked. I'm not pushing any buttons. I'm not blaming Jalen at this point. They've got to figure out how they're going to handle these defenses that have really game planned for them all offseason.
So with the Fox 29 News sports anchor and 97.3 ESPN.com, Eagles writer Scott Grayson here in the locker room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN. Scott, you mentioned Julio Jones. A lot of people want to know how are they going to use him. Like, this is a guy who's been an outside receiver most of his career. So is he going to maybe kick inside? This opportunity to kick Devonta Smith into the slot and play Julio and Brown on the outside? Like, how do you think they're going to use Julio Jones?
If it were me, I would do a little bit of what you said there. I think it was second. I would move Devonta Smith in the slot. I would mix them up, right? I'd run Julio in the slot. I'd move Devonta in the slot a little bit. AJ, to me, needs to stay on the outside. You got Goddard, obviously, inside. It's all about matchups, right? And if you move on the inside, you're likely going to start drawing either a nickel corner, who's a shorter guy, and Julio's got some size. So does, Devonta to a certain extent. And Devonta can leap like crazy. But you've got that size advantage there. So it's all about generating those matchup advantages. And when I talked to Julio Jones on Wednesday, when you're standing there with him, he definitely still has that size and he's got that, that ability. You can tell it's still there. And he understands his age. He mentioned that as well. So he knows he's not going to go out there, and he says he's still going to be able to go out there and dominate when needed. And I love that confidence, but he understands the role he's got to play on this team, and he wants that ring. And I think that's a big reason that he came here. I don't think you're going to see any complaints from him, but I want to see them mix him up. Let him play on the outside a little bit. Let him come in, inside as well, and move Devonta inside as well. But I think mostly he's here to help with this red zone struggles they've had to turn these field goals into touchdowns.
Every Sunday we get the keys to the game with Fox 29 News sports anchor Scott Grayson. Scotty, the Philadelphia Eagles defense. Let's talk about the secondary because they're banged up. The Reed Blankenship won't be in there today. Josh Jobs is back on the Sidney Brown's back in.
Sidney Brown's back
in. But Slay, he's going to be playing. I don't know his status as far as
he's playing.
He's playing. With an ankle injury, you're going to get speed. So are you worried about the secondary tonight?
I am from the standpoint of, it's really hard to, one thing you'll always hear coaches say is it's really hard to simulate and prepare for speed. So what scares me in this game tonight is Tyreek Hill, right? And that speed is just something that until you see it on the field firsthand, you can think you might be prepared, and it's all about angles, right? These guys are judging and taking angles, and speed is what kills angles. So if you take a bad angle, speed will break it. So these guys need to be a little bit, deliberate in judging what angles to take with Tyreek Hill. And frankly, they just got to do a good job of trying to keep him from breaking that big one. That's one of the things to me tonight that this secondary needs to do. We're going to see, and I'm sure they're going to test Slay's ankle early. I expect them to. But when you looked at it earlier, this Eagles defense and their secondary, the injury reports especially, they had a lot of guys on the list, and they're going to play. What you just don't know is what percentage are they coming out there, and that's something that they're going to have to kind of test. Am I worried about the secondary? I'm not pushing a panic button, but I'm definitely concerned. Let's just go with that.
Listen, Scott, I 100% agree. I've said earlier to Josh and Billy that speed kills. This game, this is probably, in my mind, the fastest team in the NFL right this second.
Yeah, there's no question about that.
Yeah, and that's where you got to keep that speed from killing you, in my opinion, and that's easier said than done. And I think one of the best ways to do it, in my opinion, is to really try to get that. You got to get that pass rush home. Don't let Tua set his feet and step up in the pocket. So, blow up the pocket in the middle like Jalen Carter, who's going to be back this week, tends to do. And then get Tua moving, because if he can't set and throw downfield, that's one way you keep Tyreek Hill from beating you, on a long bomb. Now, you got to be deliberate and careful on those slants and those crossing routes that I'm sure they're going to try to get him the ball to do.
Scott, what's the latest on Lane Johnson? Is he playing?
Yeah.
Lane is playing. Yes, Lane will play today. Nice. He was saying that he felt that this leg injury, what was it? High ankle sprain was not as bad as he's had in the past. So that was a good sign that you were hearing earlier in the week. And then as the injury report came out, he's going to play. Now, I wonder how many of these guys are playing because it's the Dolphins. And if it was like, say, the Jets, would they have taken another week off without the bye week coming up? They still got a little ways to go till they get to that bye week. And frankly, I think we're at the point where this team needs it.
Scott, I think also people should know the ankle injury was not to Lane Johnson's surgically repaired ankle. It's the other ankle. So I'm sure that has something to do with Lane as well, because it probably, if it was the ankle he had surgery on, he probably feel a little differently.
Yeah, no, and he wants to get back in there. I'm sure it was hard for him to watch and see the film of how Jack Driscoll struggled and what that led to. Look, the Eagles need to get back to running the ball, and they do that really well. And Lane Johnson's a big part of that. So having him back today is going to be a big plus.
Every Sunday we get the keys to the game with Fox 29 News sports anchor Scott Grayson, Mark Rhymes. Another interesting dynamic to this contest: Tagovailoa against Jalen Hurts for the first time since they played at Alabama.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch, but I have a feeling both guys, the moment that they step on that field and get going, they aren't playing against each other, right? They're playing against the opposing defense. I think they'll have a nice moment after the game where they embrace, talk for a little bit, and it'll be a moment for them there. They have a great relationship. I don't think Jalen holds any grudge against Tua. Tua's not the one that took him out of the game in that championship game. It was the coaching staff. And they ended up winning a title anyway. So I think there's no bad blood there. I think those guys are great friends. From what I hear, they talk a lot, even in the off season. So I think this is just going to be a little bit of a sibling rivalry, so to speak, that they'll have. And one of them will have bragging rights at the end of the night. We certainly hope it's Jalen Hurts.
All right, I'm looking at my Caesars Sports app right here. I'm showing that to Grayson on the on my YouTube channel. It has right now the Eagles are 3-point favorites. The Dolphins are getting 3 points.
So that's just home field advantage.
It's home field advantage.
It's home field. Yeah, this is essentially a pick 'em.
Pick 'em, right?
Okay. All right, Scott, now it's time for your keys to the game, brought to you by Blitz's Market of Ocean City. What are the keys to the game for an Eagles victory?
Like I said a moment ago, I want to see them reestablish the run. They have to get back to doing that. I feel like this offense is so much more difficult to contain when they're able to run the ball. It just opens up so much more for the passing game. You have an offensive line that loves to run block. Let them do it. I don't get what happened last week, and I need to see that was a bit of a mirage. I want to see this team establish the run and feed off of that. Number two, and I say it every week, the turnovers. And you saw it last week. When this team turns it over, they'll lose. And they're not, and I'm going to feed off of that too and say that this defense needs to get a takeaway tonight. I want to see this. It's been a while since they've gotten a takeaway. They need to get one. And then outside of that, don't let Tyreek Hill burn you deep. Don't let him burn you deep. You may give up one. He's going to get his, so to speak, but don't let him, don't let him have a career night tonight. And if you can do those three things, I really think the Eagles will come away with a win.
All right, the Miami Dolphins average 37 points a game. The Eagles 25. Let's get your predictions, Scott Grayson, for Week 7, Sunday Night Football, national television, Dolphins Eagles.
Yeah, buckle up. It's gonna be an entertaining, nerve-wracking, nail-biting kind of game. I think this is gonna be a great matchup, and frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a Super Bowl preview in my mind. I think these two teams are built to make the long run, and I'm curious to see how they play up against each other tonight. Home field obviously is huge. Having the Kelly Green jerseys and the momentum they're going to take into that with the crowd all fired up, seeing those out there again are going to be big. I like the Eagles to win a close one, guys. I don't think they cover. I think it's going to be 31-30 Eagles.
31-30 Philadelphia Eagles. All right, Scott Grayson, as always, we appreciate it. You can follow Scott Grayson on Twitter at @SGraysonFox29. And Scotty, as always, we really appreciate it. Let's go Birds. Let's go Phillies. And we'll talk to you
how
next
about
week.
it? Should be another great week in Philly, right?
All right, absolutely. There he is.
Thanks, Scott.
Scott Grayson. The keys to the game with Scott Grayson is sponsored by Blitz's Market, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, hoagies, gourmet burgers, vegetarian options, Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the locker room and get $1 off 12 ounces of their liquid sunshine. That's Blitz's Markets, 21st and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Go down there and say hello to David Joan Newman. By the way, the $5 game day hoagie is backed by popular demand.
Of course, don't forget, we are at Caesars Sportsbook inside Tropicana in Atlantic City, where you can experience the best of the NFL season right here in the best sportsbook in Atlantic City at Tropicana. Under one roof, Tropicana is the best game day destination. Bring your friends, grab a beer, and cheer on your favorite team. Now is the time to make a game plan and reserve your seats. Learn more at Caesars.com/AC.
The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Mark Grimes, Josh Hennig, as we broadcast live from the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Catch Phillies playoff baseball on 97.3 ESPN.
Cut on and miss. Struck him out with a curveball. And Nola 6 shutout inning.
Can the Phillies make a return trip to the World Series this season? Listen to find out.
It's the National League Championship Series. Phillies Diamondbacks.
Game 6.
Tomorrow, coverage begins at 5 p.m.
The road to the World Series starts here on 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Go to get your game on at the Gallery Bar Booking Games in Ocean Casino Resort this football season. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screens. Go to the Gallery. Go to Ocean. Go for the win. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now's the time to get your place ready for company with up to 40% off select online baths at the Home Depot, because the holidays are coming to town. And so are your friends, your family, and their friends and family. So let the Home Depot help get your bathroom guest ready with the Tabana vanity and the matte black Oswell faucet from Glacier Bay. For more storage and a new modern look, refresh your space with up to 40% off select online baths. Plus, get free delivery on all online vanities and faucets from the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Bank of America is the proud employer of over 210,000 teammates who go above and beyond to support their clients' financial goals. Like Emily, who helps clients create a plan to build the future they want. Like a wedding, having kids, or retirement. All real achievements her clients have shared photos of. For all your financial goals, we're here to listen and help. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/about. Bank of America N.A. member FDIC equal credit opportunity lender.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana. Billy Schweim, Josh Hennig, and our very special guest, Mark Grimes, my agent at the beach, is here as we get you ready for Week 7 in the NFL. And, of course, the Eagles, Grimes, Sunday Night Football, man, national television audience.
Hey.
There's only 3 1 o'clock games on the schedule this year.
Really?
Right?
Well, and that's what happens when you get this to be, a good team. They want you to be on prime time. I mean, you're the team to watch.
Josh, prime time for the Kelly Greens. I can imagine the people that are going to the game tonight, they're going to be tailgating all day, getting all lathered up.
Oh, they'll be lathered up.
When they come running out on the field today, can you imagine being in stands for that? The Kelly
People are going to be
Greens?
losing their minds.
I'm kind of glad you brought that up real quick. There is a little bit of a difference between Philly fans and Eagles fans.
No doubt.
About a 4-hour difference.
It's called endurance.
Yes.
All right. Hey, hour 1 is in the books. How fast did that go flying by,
Unbelievable.
Grimesy?
Hey, having fun.
We're enjoying having Mark Grimes here with us as we broadcast live from the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana. We're here every Sunday throughout the season. You got to come on down. This place is phenomenal. And, the big screen TV, look at the clarity, Grimes.
It's unbelievable. I got to get these from my own living room. This is unbelievable.
Or your man room, your man cave.
Yeah, my man cave. Yes.
All right, hour 2 is ahead of us. We'll talk to the sportsbook consigliere, we'll talk to the fantasy football guru, Ryan Hartley, brought to you by Charlie's Bar and Restaurant. It's The Locker with Billy Schweim, Josh Hennig, Mark Grimes, right here for the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana on 97.3.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. It's Week 7, and the Eagles host the Miami Dolphins on Sunday Night Football at the Link.
He's hit. He's shot back across the 20. They got him. The Son Reddick.
Pre-game coverage starts at 7 p.m. with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick calling all the action starting at 8:20. This is where the Philadelphia Eagles play. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's official Eagles station. Brought to you by
GMS Law. Make the right call with 4 convenient locations to serve you. Boardwalk Honda. Shop our lineup of new pre-owned and certified pre-owned Hondas online at boardwalkhonda.com. The Fan Zone at Sun Valley Pools. Unique fan gear and gifts for every fan of every team. Cape Regional Hospital. Your healthcare partner for a healthier life. Jersey Shore Federal Credit Union. Choose better banking. And South Jersey Gas.
97.3 ESPN FM is your official home of South Jersey for Eagles football.
Hi, this is Dr. Brad Schaefer. As a podiatrist, I can tell you no two people's feet are alike, which is why I recommend Dr. Scholl's custom fit orthotic inserts. They're customized for your feet, so you get a unique solution your feet really need, not just a one-size-fits-all insole. They're clinically proven to provide pain relief for achy feet, knees, lower back, plantar fasciitis, and heels. Take the Dr. Scholl's custom fit orthotics assessment in Walmart today, now in the foot care aisle.
You're feeling pretty good. You just switched to Verizon 5G home internet. It's Verizon. Safe choice, right?
Exactly.
Maybe you won't mind waiting for everyone to log off so your network signal isn't congested.
Oh, I love practicing patience.
Maybe when your kids can't video chat grandma, they'll start writing her letters instead.
Kim would love that.
It'll be great. And maybe the kids won't notice when you cut down their treehouse to get a better signal.
Wait, trees block the 5G signal?
Yep. It's time for better internet. Fast, reliable internet. Switch to Xfinity. Learn more at xfinity.com/Verizon 5G Facts. Now through November 15th, new customers can get started with 200 megabit per second internet on the Xfinity 10G network for just $25 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Go to xfinity.com/Verizon 5G Facts, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
There's a whole lot of savings going on now at Staples. During Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $150 on select office and desk chairs. And when you buy a chair, you save 25% on desks, storage solutions, and office accessories. Plus, your local Staples now accepts Amazon returns. And when you return an Amazon order at Staples, you receive a coupon for $10 off your next $30 Staples purchase. Now is definitely the time to save at Staples. Chair offer ends 10/28, in-store only. Exclusions apply on Amazon offer.
Watch every Phillies postseason game with the fans at Yuri's Waterfront Restaurant. Yuri's will be open for every Phillies game 1 hour before first pitch. And Yuri's is open Saturdays and Sundays at noon for college football, Penn State, Eagles, and the NFL ticket. Yuri's has a great pub menu with drink and appetizer specials during the games. If you love sports, you'll love watching the games at Yuri's. Open for every Phillies game and weekends with the NFL ticket. Yuri's Waterfront Restaurant, exit 4A off the Parkway next to the boathouse at the foot of the bridge in Wildwood.
When you hear this,
They've got him again!
and this,
He scored!
and this,
Oh, boy, what a move by Embiid!
you think of us. We are sports. 97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City, a town square media station.
Red 83!
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Caesars Sportsbook right inside of the Tropicana. It's the locker room with Billy Schwein, Josh Hennig, and our very special guest, Mark Grimes, as we get you ready for Week 7 in the NFL. And also, Eagles, Dolphins, Sunday Night Football, Mark Grimes.
Yes. You know what's funny? I think some of my family members are listening. I was a huge Dolphins fan as a kid.
Were you really?
Oh, my God.
Bob Greasy.
I don't know. Oh, Warfield,
Zonka.
Zonka, Larry Little, Jimmy Kick.
Come
on, man.
Nick Bonicani.
Mercury Morris.
Thank you for the trees. Thank you for the forest. But oh, thank heaven for Mercury Morris.
Yo, in grade school, do you guys remember the jackets with the leather?
Yeah.
Me, I remember every kid's favorite team. It was me. The only Dolphins shirt was me and this kid Dave Whitaker, and we were the only guys who were aqua and orange. And we stood out. We strutted our stuff in 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, man.
Remember when Garrow, you premium the Super Bowl against the Washington Redskins, and it was a muffed snap, and he tried to throw it. And that sticks out in my mind for some reason.
Yeah.
But the no-name defense.
Oh, my God. Oh, well.
Jake Scott, right?
How about the Killer Bees?
Who was Mandy Fernandez?
Yes.
See that? See that, Grimes?
Killer Bees.
He said he just hit a nerve with me, man.
Yeah.
Bring back my
I
child.
still haven't gotten over the loss when we lost the San Diego Chargers.
San Diego.
Well, that was when they came
Superchargers?
back.
Yes.
Is that when they made that they came back from?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, that game.
I watched that game.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
Hey, let's get back to the Phillies too, because the Phillies are Game 6 tomorrow, 5:07 first pitch. Grimesy, you've been at that stadium.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about the difference between the Philadelphia Eagle fan and the Philadelphia Phillies fans. Obviously, there's a crossbred, the cross section, I should say, not crossbred.
Cross-pollination.
Cross-pollination, not crossbred. But, they could just – this Phillies crowd has been nothing short of spectacular, phenomenal, to the point where every national broadcast is just continuing to talk about the home field advantage. That exists more in baseball in Philadelphia than any other city, I believe.
Listen, the setting is absolutely incredible. The fan base, it's funny. You see the same people, they just don't have the same amount of alcohol in them. Because when I go to this game, I go to the Phillies, everybody's arriving at a 5 o'clock game at 4 o'clock.
Right.
Everybody's arriving at an Eagles game at 1 o'clock. They're there at 6 a.m. You know what I mean?
Well, they're pulling it now for an 8 o'clock game.
Yes.
The fans are going to be lathered up tonight, Josh Hennig.
So for the Phillies have the greatest all-time winning percentage of any venue in baseball history at Citizens Bank Park.
Yep.
They are 27-11. Would you gentlemen like to guess who are next on the list?
He answered this question off the air, so give us time to think about it.
Yes.
You want to go first?
No.
All right, I'll go first. You could say there were 3 teams that I think in my mind that stand out. One would be the Dodgers.
Dodgers are not on the list.
How about the Cincinnati Reds?
Reds are not on the
I'm
list.
going to give you one. Tampa Bay.
Tampa's not on the list.
Boston Red Sox.
They're not on the list.
Yankees?
Yankees are not on the list.
This is highest winning percentage in a stadium?
In the playoffs.
Minimum 20 games,
In the
postseason
playoffs.
games, yes.
Not the Braves.
Astros.
Astros are 5th. Minute Maid Park is 5th on the list.
Wow.
64% winning percentage.
It's not Washington. It's not
It's got to be a playoff team. I mean,
Yeah, I know. Well, they wait a minute. They won the World Series
Yeah.
2 years ago.
All right, give it to us, Josh. Give it to us.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Shea Stadium.
Wow.
When the Mets were in Shea Stadium, they had a 66.7 winning percentage.
This is just for the playoffs.
Just for the playoffs.
Wow. I
Number 3 is Cardinals in Busch Stadium. They have
Cardinals.
They're right there.
I should guess Cardinals. Right.
And then number 4 are the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Wow.
They are now 16-9 at Chase Field in the postseason.
Wow.
Hey.
All right, so we talked earlier about the power surge. I write an article every Friday, 97.3ESPN.com. I talked about this team has a flair for the dramatic. I mean, you got two players, Schwarber and Harper, are tied with Jason Worth for the most playoff home runs in a season.
Phillies postseason history.
Yeah, postseason history, 11. You know that's good. They're one of those guys, or probably both of them, are going to surpass that.
I've never seen anything like it in my life.
Grimesy,
I've never been to so many baseball games recently.
Right.
That there's home runs after home runs after home runs after home runs. I've never seen it.
He made Grimesy made a comment earlier that every time Harper or Schwarber gets up, even in Castellanos, you expect them to hit a home run.
The first 6 guys. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Hey, I can bring up a funny story. So watching TV with my wife, we're watching sports, and she brings up a very good point. She says to me, I never knew that baseball fields were all different sizes. I never knew that. And I said, really? And she was, well, why would you? Yeah, I said, why would you not know that? And she was, well, a football field is the same size. A tennis court is the same size. A basketball court is the same.
Hockey.
Right. I said, hey, you've raised a valid point.
How about that?
And it takes advantage of different teams. Like, for example, one of the jokes they were making in the Astros-Rangers series is that, well, if that home run was hitting 17 other ballparks, it'd be a home run. But in the Rangers' new ball field, it's an out. So there's something to be said for the fact that some of these teams, you wonder if all the stadiums were the same dimensions, how people's stats would be different.
Well, that's what I'm going to ask you. So is the Phillies stadium, compared to other stadiums, shorter in length in reference to the outfield?
Yeah, I think it's 401 to dead center.
401. Okay.
And they had that little caveat, that little area that sticks out. Remember, Harper had a hit in the park home run because it bounced off that wall and went back towards right field because of the angle of the wall.
So the Phillies dimensions, it's a lot closer on the left and right field lines. And center is
it's a bandbox pretty much. I mean, it's a hitter's park.
It's definitely a hitter's park.
Arizona's 415 to dead center.
Is that the longest?
That's one of them.
It's one of them. Yeah, it's top 5 in the
top
league.
5. And how about when Corbin, the rookie for Arizona,
Corbin Carroll.
Corbin Carroll. He hit that ball. The announcers they thought that ball was gone, and then you see Rojas snagging that.
It just died
ball.
on the track.
It just died.
Right.
Is that because it's an indoor park, you think?
It's 2 things. One, it's because the dimensions in the building, they're very different than Philadelphia. And number 2, years ago, they started putting a little more humidity in that dome, and it slows down. Because when that building was originally opened in the late 90s, it was a home run hitting friendly ballpark.
Right.
But then they started changing the dimensions. They started pumping in more humidity, like at the Colorado Rockies.
1,000 miles above sea level.
Yeah, what is the third? I believe it's the third highest. Danny, can you check it? I believe they're the second or the third highest elevation in all of baseball.
Yeah, give me a sec.
All right, Grimesy, So, the Phillies win tomorrow night?
Absolutely. Hey, listen, it's not going to Game 7 now.
So do the Phillies? This is week 7 in the NFL. The Eagles are 5-1 against the 5-1 Dolphins, but the Phillies are grabbing all the headlines.
Yeah.
And like I said, they're doing it in dramatic fashion with home runs and solid pitching. It's just so much fun to be a Philadelphia sports fan right now. We're getting spoiled, Grimesy.
It's absolutely. And by the way, I actually feel like a Boston fan right there. This must be,
Right?
this must be what it feels like to be a Boston fan.
Yeah.
The two best part of the Phillies and Eagles doing well. Number one, we don't have to talk about James Harden. That's the first good thing.
Yes.
And the second thing is we don't have to get our hopes up that the Flyers are doing well early in the year, then they start stinking later.
Right.
Do you think the Sixers are loving the attention the Phillies are getting?
Oh,
Taking
100%.
away from the James Harden saga?
100%.
Because I got to be honest with you, I haven't talked about it once, and nor do I care to.
Nah, nor would I.
I don't really care to.
Listen, the man went to Arizona State. I'm disgusted with him. Disgusted.
Well, he didn't have that beard at Arizona State.
Yeah, the little one. Yeah,
He had a tiny beard.
Yeah. Not as thick as
It wasn't the beard.
Yeah, it wasn't the beard, right? Yeah.
I don't know what he's thinking. I mean, why did he even? I don't want to get off to the James Harden thing, but why would he opt to come back in?
Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
No. I don't know what it's all about. I mean, we do know what it's about. Him and Morey are going at it.
Yeah.
But how about Morey's move? I mean, he's playing checkers and Morey's playing chess.
Yeah.
He brings in O'Brien. What's his name? The guy he stole Harden's girlfriend. Stole her.
Well, I didn't know about this.
Yeah. And then had 2 kids
Kelly
with her.
Oubre Jr.
Morey brought this guy
Kelly
in.
Oubre Jr. Yeah.
Yeah, Harden hates this guy. So Morey says, "Oh, you're gonna trash me in the media? I'm gonna bring in the guy you hate."
He had a
I
good
love
game
it.
the other day in a preseason game.
He's a good ball player. He's going to help this team too.
100%. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, when was the last time we had a legitimate wing?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Would it be ironic if he starts playing? He's going to start playing games where he's not going to show up, and the Sixers actually get off to a great start.
best case scenario. Find him out the wazoo. Hit him where it hurts.
All right, we got week 7 in the NFL. We have the Phillies in Game 6 tomorrow night, 5:07 first pitch. Catch all the action on 97.3 ESPN.com.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
All right, we're just getting started here, man. This show goes by so fast because this is a great time.
Yep.
Let's enjoy this and let's keep it going.
Absolutely.
All right. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. That's Circle Liquor in Summers Point, New Jersey.
Don't forget, we are here at Tropicana in Atlantic City. The Caesars Sportsbook is where you want to be for the NFL season. You can follow in the fun all fall season and get away at Tropicana Atlantic City. Rake in the savings with incredible hotel deals. Indulge in the new restaurants and revel in the exciting nightlife and entertainment. Book your Tropicana getaway today at Caesars.com/AC.
Grimes, you look at these big screen TVs.
This is unbelievable.
I mean, the clarity. I keep saying this week in and week out. The clarity of these, it's like a movie screen.
Listen, you know what's funny? I remember going to Vegas for my first time when I was in college, doing a road trip when I was at Arizona State, and they had the sports books out there. I always said, why can't they have this in Atlantic City?
Right, and now
it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. All right, hey, let's talk about Lascala's. I know you love Lascala's, Grimes.
Yes.
Rob Lascala's done a great job with his new place in Brigantine. You got to go to Lascala's Beach House in Brigantine. They open this summer to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of homemade Italian American and seafood favorites, plus their famous pizzas. Everything's generously portioned and great for sharing. Eat in or take out at Lascala's, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Wednesdays, 11:30 to 10 Thursday through Sunday. That's 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. You'll love their cozy leather booths, their huge wraparound bar. They got these magnificent big screen TVs similar to what we have here. And, of course, you want to check out their game day menu, LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein, Mark Grimes, Josh Hennig as we broadcast live from the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Catch Phillies playoff baseball on 97.3 ESPN.
Cut on and miss. Struck him out with a curveball. And Nola 6 shutout inning.
Can the Phillies make a return trip to the World Series this season? Listen to find out.
It's the National League Championship Series. Phillies Diamondbacks.
Game 6 tomorrow. Coverage begins at 5 p.m. The road to the World Series starts here on 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Rhymes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Rhymes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Rhymes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Pintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
When you open the Bet Parks app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the energy of being all in, the passion of a perfect parlay, and the pure joy of a jackpot. It's another opportunity to win big every day of the week. Sign up for Bet Parks and get a welcome offer today. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. Bet Parks.
Must be 21 in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Ohio, or Maryland. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's number 59, Seth joining. Birds football, best time of the year. Join me right now and open the Bet Parks Sportsbook app, and you're in the zone. Bet Parks is the only casino and sportsbook app that I use and recommend. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moment. The confidence of underdogs covering, the tension before the clutch turnover, and the pride of a parlay paying off. It's another chance to win big with all-day action. New customers make your first winning $10 bet and get $125 in sports bonus bets. You play for fun, you love to win, you bet. Bet Park.
Must be 21 in New Jersey, Ohio, Maryland. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER. Do you hear that? That's the sound of holiday joy at the Home Depot, where you can find everything you need to get ready for the holiday season, like all new festive outdoor decor. Spread more joy this season with bigger, bolder, and brighter inflatables from the Home Depot, like our exclusive new 8-foot animated Santa and reindeer inflatable for just $149. Available in-store and online. Get holiday ready right now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live to Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana. Billy Schweim, Josh Hennig, and our good buddy Mark Rhymes
Yes,
with
sir.
us today as we get you ready for Week 7 in the NFL. We're watching all the big screen TVs here and getting you ready for Week 7. You play fantasy football, Rhymes?
I do, but don't ask me that.
Well, no one's worse than me. I'm 1-4 in my league. I'm getting my butt kicked. And I got to, before I forget, you got to help me out. I can't get I want to get I need another quarterback, and I can't get him to, he'll have to help me. I'm horrible.
There you go.
I got to be honest with you, Rhymes.
Not good?
It's you have to really be on
Lucky.
top of it.
Right.
No, you have to be, you know how many injuries you get?
I know.
I mean,
I know. Don't even get me started.
You really have to work at being a GM, like Howie Roseman. Right?
Yep.
Could you be a GM? You could be a
Oh,
GM, right?
100%. It's actually would be my dream job.
Yeah. Well, Howie did it. You can do it, Grimes.
Absolutely.
By the way, we got the stats. So Arizona is actually number 2 in elevation.
Okay.
Colorado is at 5,000 feet above sea level. Arizona is 1,000 feet. So they're number 2.
Yeah, because the broadcasters were talking about the humidor. They have the humidor in there, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's why the ball doesn't go out as often, because it brings down the saturation in the air. By the way, I know Danny back in the studio, he's got a couple of stats about the Phillies in the NLCS. Danny?
Yeah, you guys were mentioning, who you thought the NLCS MVP might be, and I had the stats just for you to consider. I mean, Bryce Harper, in a shorter sample size, batting .313, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, 5 hits, and 2 stolen bases in the CS. Kyle Schwarber batting a whopping .412 with 7 hits, 5 homers, 5 RBIs, and 5 walks. And then Zach Wheeler in his 2 starts, 2-0 in 13 innings with a 2.08 ERA, allowing 9 hits and 3 runs. That's good for an opponent batting average of 188.
My choice is Wheeler. I mean, you gotta keep the other offense stymied. Good pitching always outdoes good hitting, correct, Grimes?
I agree. Listen, you need the quarterback's the most important position, and so is pitching.
I still go with Harper.
You go with Harper? That's not a bad choice. I mean, let's face it.
I just think Harper has had his hands in pretty much every game in this series. And I think, no offense to the pitcher, but he's only pitched twice.
Right.
So, you got to win 4 games in the series, right?
How big was his outing last night?
It was huge. Listen, Wheeler was the guy who needed to stop the slide. He was the guy who needed to go out there and stop the out of control train. He had to be Keanu Reeves in speed and slow down the out of control bus.
Have they ever given out a co-MVP? I'm just asking.
In baseball, I don't know.
In the World Series they did with Randy Johnson and Kurt Schilling back in 2001. I remember that.
And I think you got to do it here. I think you got to give it to Wheeler and Harper. 100%.
Okay. Listen, I'm not going to be mad if they do.
I kind of disagree with you guys.
And I don't think they would be mad.
I kind of disagree with you guys. I think that Wheeler's been amazing. He's my close second, but batting .412 for Kyle Schwarber with 5 homers. Can you imagine what the offense would be without him this series?
Danny, I'm glad you said that too, because I'm looking at the stats. You're used to seeing 190 at the top. He's batting for overall for the whole playoffs. He's batting .262. It's just unusual to see that.
He was ice cold before the NLCS, just like last season. So, can you imagine if we had that absence in our lineup, along with Bohm, along with Stott before he woke up at the end?
Yeah,
it's a valid point.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm incredibly excited to see what happens on Monday night. I believe the Phillies win in Game 6. What do you think?
I predict another massive 10-0. It's going to be a blowout city. I don't think they don't recover.
Josh, what do you think?
I think the Phillies win tomorrow night. I don't know if it's a blowout necessarily, but I do think I don't think we'll be sweating at the end of the game. I don't think it'll be Kimbrel coming in a 4-3 game.
Danny, what do you think?
Kimbrel.
I think they take care of business. I'm not really worried at home. I mean, if they lose in the first game, at Game 6 at home, I think it's going to be a close one, and they'll bounce back in a Game 7. As Scott Grayson said, I'm really confident they're not going to lose back-to-back at home.
Yeah, I'm inclined to go with Grimes. I think what's going to happen is the Phillies are going to score first.
Yes.
And the crowd is going to eat
that crowd's going to be nuts.
And then just once that happens, the players are going to really feel the wrath. I just think
here's the only thing that could stop the crowd from being crazy, and that's they use all the energy for tonight's game.
But listen, if the Eagles win tonight,
I think they got enough endurance, though. Man. I think they got the endurance.
Could you imagine this?
Lay off the vodka.
Could you imagine tonight if the Eagles beat the Dolphins tonight, and then tomorrow we advance into the World Series?
It'd be
unbelievable. It's going to be on cloud 9.
Yes. Listen, I think that it's like a perfect storm right now. We mentioned this earlier in Philadelphia. Seeing everybody having the success that they are having, it's absolutely incredible. You don't get this every time.
No.
When the Phillies were in the World Series in 08 and 09, the Eagles weren't this good. And when the Eagles went to the World Series in 17 and 04, the Phillies were definitely not this good. So it's a very rare thing to have multiple teams in a city having success.
And speaking of rarities, back in 1980, all 4 of our sports teams went to their respective championships. It hasn't been done since.
First time ever,
right?
Yeah, unbelievable.
I mean, I was a senior in high school.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget. I mean, you just pounded your chest. You walked around, man. You were from Philadelphia.
1980 was a special year.
Yeah.
And that was different times. The economy wasn't so good in
Right?
1980, so that brought everybody's spirits up.
That's
Yeah,
what
Miracle on Ice was that year too.
Yeah, I mean, it was like there were so. You know what, Grimes? It's alluded. The younger generation they don't appreciate what we went through as Philadelphia sports fans, because remember, I mean, there were the Phillies own the most losses in Major League Baseball history.
Yep.
Right? There was a bleak season. The Eagles were horrible in the 70s up until Dick Vermeil got there.
Yep.
From 1960 to 1980.
Yep.
I think for younger fans, I think that it was after 93 for the Phillies to about 2006, that was kind of like their purgatory.
Yeah.
That was like their because that era, people forget, the Flyers were really good in the 90s.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the Flyers took the place of the Phillies for a while. Yeah. And then the Eagles, they went downhill. And there was a couple postseason wins, the Rodney Peete versus the Lions, stuff like that. But, the Eagles didn't really get good until Andy Reid showed up.
Yep.
So, for younger people, they weren't around for the 60s and 70s, but they remember the 90s. The 90s were rough, even for the Sixers. I mean, the Sixers were trash. I mean, there was one good game by Dana Barros in the 90s before Allen Iverson.
And the Sixers actually, remember they owe us one? Remember they only got one championship out of that Julius Erving, Moses Malone run.
Can I bring up another name that's no one's talking about right this second? Dombrowski.
Oh yeah.
If they pull us out,
executive of the year.
Executive of the year. This guy's the executive of the century. He's done it everywhere.
He's already going to the Hall of Fame one day.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Not hilarious, but it's there's something funny to me about the idea that, when people like Billy always talk about, he wants a baseball guy, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, then they got the baseball guy, and people were still not Billy necessarily, but there were other people who were like, I don't know. And it's like, well, like you said, Mark, this guy's been successful everywhere.
His
he's
track
been.
record is unbelievable.
You got to let the guy, what's that term? Let them cook. Let the man cook.
Let them do their job.
He's done a great job.
Put the ingredients together.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we're just a few hours away from Eagles Dolphins Sunday Night Football national television. Of course, we got a whole slate of games today with the Washington football team against the Giants today. Later on.
That's going on today. Yep. There's a few bio games this week, so that's why one thing we talk with Brian Hartley coming up next is, what are people doing with their players on the bye week? It feels like half of everybody's lineup is on the bye week.
Well, I need Brian Hartley's help this week because my team's horrible. All right, for over 83 years.
Billy, you took that beating from me last week in the ESPN.
You got it. There we go.
And by the way, you're now 1-5.
Hey, every squirrel gets a nut.
Yeah.
I haven't got my nut yet. All right, listen, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game tonight? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point, New Jersey.
Well, remind everybody, we are here at the Caesars Sportsbook inside Tropicana Atlantic City, where you can experience the best of the NFL season every single week. Bring your friends, grab a beer, and cheer on your favorite teams. Now's the time to make a game plan and reserve your seats. Billy, there's some guys here from Delaware who are Eagle fans.
Man.
They're sitting right over there. They did what you should do, folks, which is they are going to get the ultimate game day experience. Learn more at Caesars.com/AC.
All right, I'm here to tell you about Stan Insurance Group, SIG Protection. Are the what-ifs keeping you up at night? Life is full of surprises, but with Stan Insurance Group, you'll never be caught off guard. Whether it's protecting your home, automobile, business, Stan will help you select the right insurance coverage at the right price to give you and your family peace of mind when you need it the most. Visit sigprotection.com to get a free quote. That's sigprotection.com. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here. We'll talk with the fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Josh Hennig, Mark Grimes as we broadcast live from the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Wake up weekday mornings from 6 to 10 on 97.3 ESPN with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Super Bowl champion Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Here's why we don't give Jalen Hurts the smoke. His team was just in the Super Bowl last year. They were just in the Super Bowl. It was his second full season as a starter. Dak Prescott ain't sniffed that level of the playoffs. Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback.
Brought to you by the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call Lenigan, again and again. Call Lenigan, again and again.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Bank of America is the proud employer of over 210,000 teammates who go above and beyond to support their clients' financial goals. Like Bruno, a Better Money Habits volunteer champion who helps debt feel less scary by giving clients tips and tools to tackle it little by little. For all your financial goals, we're here to listen and help. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/about. Bank of America NA, member FDIC, equal credit opportunity lender.
Oh, I love this restaurant. Glad we got a table quickly. What does that sign say? Caution, wet floor? No, right next to it. If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of serious consequences from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60. I didn't know that.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. RSV vaccines, including Pfizer's, are available. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
There's a chill in the air, and things are getting spookier by the day. Your costume is ready, but are you prepared for the return of the zombie cocktail? Saturday, October 28th, the hair-raising Halloween party rises up at the world-famous Anchorage Tavern on Bay Avenue in Summers Point. The Anchorage will send a shrill up your spine with a resurrected look and a scary good prize for the best costume contest. Enter by 9 p.m. Winner to be unmasked at 10:30. So gather your best ghosts and goblins and slither to the Anchorage Tavern Saturday, October 28th.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back here broadcasting live in the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana. Billy Schweim, Josh Hennig, our very special guest, Mark Grimes, here with us today as we get you ready for Week 7 in the NFL. And, of course, talking Phillies baseball as the Phillies won Game 5 last night in Arizona to force a Game 6 at home. Aaron gets the ball. I'm ready for that.
It's going to be crazy.
That's going to
be absolutely insane.
And just let everybody know, so for our final segment, we usually have somebody from the property come and join us. So, Billy, the next segment, we're going to have the folks from Boogie Nights join us, telling us about what they got going on over there on the property.
Very cool, very coal. Well, now it's time every Sunday. You do fantasy football, Grimesy?
I do.
I stink this year. I'm 1-5 and just not good.
We must have the same GM.
Actually, I should be taking my next guest's advice. Sometimes I don't. It's costing me. Now it's time for my fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, brought to you by Charlie's Bar and Restaurant in Summers Point, serving lunch, dinner, and spirits. Watch all the big games while enjoying their famous wings. Check out the full menu at charliesbar.com. Call for takeout at 609-927-FOOD. That's 609-927-3663. Meet your friends at Charlie's Bar at the shore since 44. It's Charlie's Bar. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room my fantasy football guru and yours, Brian Hartley. Good morning, Guru. Not good, Brian. I'm 1-5, and I really got to start taking your advice.
Hey, Brian, are you surprised?
Well, I got to tell you, you want to try to do it on your own. You know what I mean? I know you call, and this is a very valuable segment because I know people take advantage of your expertise because I know you dedicate a lot of time to following the players. And you got to put a lot of time in if you're going to get results, and you do, and therefore that's why you're my guru. Yeah, but you know what? Too, every year it seems like I don't know. It seems like I have more injuries than anybody else, but I know we all go through it. It's just like the injuries pile up after week one.
Hey, Brian, it's called a black cloud. Yes. Yes. Hey, Brian, I got a question for you. I do have Justin Jefferson, and with the injury, would you trade him? Yep. Right. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Right. Yep. Yep. There you go. Okay. Thank you.
If it wasn't for Josh Hennig, he just adjusted my lineup. I wasn't aware that David Montgomery was out, but there's another injury that I'm having to deal with, and if it wasn't for Josh mentioning,
you would have had another loss.
Listen, stop giving me credit. All I did was look at your lineup and did the Captain Obvious thing, which is take a guy who's not playing out of your lineup because you couldn't do it.
Keep in mind, Dave Montgomery's been out since the beginning of the week.
Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly. And by the way, he's got 3 guys playing on a bye week.
No, I know. Hey, Guru, you going to the game tonight? Okay. How about you and Scott Simpson? You going to the Phillies game tomorrow? Well, you're not. There will be no Game 7. The Phillies will take care of business tomorrow night for sure.
Hey, Brian, Billy wants to know if it's free. If it's free, he will be there. Exactly.
Brian, if I can just jump in here real quick. I do have a couple legitimate football questions for you before we let you make your picks for the week. First of all, I want to ask you because the guys mentioned Justin Jefferson. What are you doing with the Vikings offense moving forward? Because that team is not a very good team. And yes, Addison and Osborne are there and Hawkinson. I mean, yeah, they're all weapons, but are you still riding with the Vikings offense moving forward? And the other team I want to ask you about is the Chargers, because, Justin Herbert's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but that team is as inconsistent as a Yugo car. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous, how that team should have all the firepower in the world. And they're going against a Chiefs team that's a very good defense. So are you riding with the Chargers offensive skill players?
All right, fantasy football guru Brian Hartley. It's week 7 in the NFL. Give us your picks. All right, Guru. Last week, the Eagles laid an egg against the New York Jets, 20-14. They're playing the high-powered Miami Dolphins offense. What say you as far as you give us your prediction on how you think this game's going to shake out tonight?
Oh. Hey, Brian, Mark Grimes, I'm just going to give you a little word of advice. I did that about a week ago. Turn your phone off. No, I know. I got it. I said the same thing. Yes. Yes.
All right, Brian Hartley, as always, the fantasy football guru. We appreciate you, and we will talk to you next week. Let's go, Birds. Let's go, Phillies. All right, there's my fantasy football guru, Brian Hartley, brought to you by Charlie's Bar and Restaurant in Summers Point, serving lunch and dinner with spirits. Watch all the big games while enjoying their famous wings. Check out the full menu at charliesbar.com. Call for takeout at 609-927-FOOD, 609-927-3663. Meet your friends at Charlie's Bar at the shore since 44. That's Charlie's Bar.
Don't forget, we are at the Caesar Sportsbook inside Tropicana in Atlantic City, where you can experience the only way to experience the ultimate game day is here. with 180 seats, VIP booths, and massive screens. The Caesars Sportsbook at Tropicana is the place to be. Book your experience today at Caesars.com/AC. Don't forget, coming up on the other side, we'll be talking with the folks from Boogie Nights about what they got going on here at the Tropicana on the next segment, the Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
All right, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Josh Hennig, our special guest, Mark Grimes, as we broadcast live from the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Football Sunday on ESPN Radio.
Jared Goff is an elite NFL quarterback. He is playing elite football. He's the best quarterback in the NFC right now.
Jared Goff and the NFC North leading Detroit Lions head to Baltimore to face Lamar Jackson and the AFC North leading Ravens.
Lamar Jackson right up the middle for the touchdown for the Ravens.
The Lions and Ravens. Coverage begins at noon Eastern with kickoff at 1 Eastern.
It's NFL Sunday on 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Rendezvous Pizza, there's one right nearby. Rendezvous Pizza, Rendezvous Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Rendezvous Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Go to get your game on at the Gallery Bar Booking Games in Ocean Casino Resort this football season. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screens. Go to the Gallery. Go to Ocean. Go for the win. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now's the time to get your place ready for company with up to 40% off select online baths at the Home Depot, because the holidays are coming to town. And so are your friends, your family, and their friends and family. So let the Home Depot help get your bathroom guest ready with the Tabana Vanity and the matte black Oswell faucet from Glacier Bay. For more storage and a new modern look, refresh your space with up to 40% off select online baths. Plus, get free delivery on all online vanities and faucets from the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Nizam's Indian Restaurant on Route 40 in Egg Harbor Township, the number 2 ranked restaurant in New Jersey by NJ.com, is ready to serve you delicious Indian dishes. Executive Chef Sharma creates curry masterpieces with his chicken tikka masala, butter chicken, and shag paneer. His lamb akari was ranked one of the best dishes by NJ.com. There are also many vegetarian and vegan options. It's open 7 days a week, 11:30 to 9:30, with a lunch buffet on Sunday from 11:30 to 3. Visit thenizams.com for more info.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Caesars Sportsbook inside the Tropicana. Billy Schweim, Josh Hennig, our good friend Mark Grimes here joining us today as we get you ready for Week 7 in the NFL. Of course, we talk a little Phillies baseball. And, Josh, we're here at the Caesars Sportsbook, and it's such a cool place to watch football and hang out. It's like being at the game, Grimes.
Yes. The clarity on these TVs are absolutely unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. But now, not only but the Tropicana, there's so much to do at the Tropicana. Of course, we talked about, the food venues to eat, but Boogie Nights is here. They got a lot of great nightlife, and we're going to be talking with David Pena, who's the creator, producer of Boogie Nights. And Dave, welcome into the locker room.
Thank you so much. I haven't been in a locker room since I went to my old high school. Nice to be back. And actually, green and white was the colors of my team.
Right,
the Falcons football.
And the Eagles were bringing their Kelly green jerseys
I'm
out today.
so excited. I heard all about it. Thank you guys for coming out here. You really lighten up the crowd and get us started. I know people are already tailgating in Philly, and it's definitely the energy you could see here at Tropicana is amazing. And the cool thing is we're standing in front of Chicken Pete's. We have Hooters. We have a damn good sports bar. Everything you could want here at Tropicana. And then afterwards, you could feel the energy, and everybody spills into Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights is the ultimate 70s, 80s, and 90s dance club located exclusively here at Tropicana Atlantic City. And you can check us out at Boogie Nights AC for all upcoming events. We're so excited about the season and you guys being here. And I'm here with my producer, Val Feo, who's actually going to be talking about what we have this week. We're the only nightclub in town that's going to attempt this. 4 nights of Halloween at Boogie Nights Tropicana Atlantic City.
All right, let's welcome in Valerie.
Hey,
Valerie,
guys. Thank you so much.
You're the producer, Valerie.
Yes, I am.
I was just serenading you guys with a little Boogie Nights. Come on, y'all.
I hear that in my sleep every night. Yep. Yeah, so we are so excited. I mean, I know I am partial, but I got to say no one does Halloween quite like Boogie Nights. Our design team is in the room right now, transforming it into a haunted disco. And that's right. We're bringing you 4 nights of Halloween and $5K in prizes.
Wow, that's really cool.
We're not
All right,
playing.
you're not joking around.
No, we're not.
All right.
And we are kicking off the week Wednesday, October 25th, a night of 1,000 Wednesdays. Dun, dun.
That's great.
Yes, this is a premiere event, and we are so excited. We're going to see how many Wednesdays we can get into the club. We're doing a surprise midnight performance, 500 in cash prizes.
Wow.
And then we're going straight into Thursday, October 26th. We have Boogie Till Dawn. This is a play on Dusk Till Dawn. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I remember that.
So
Vividly.
maybe you can imagine our midnight performance that we're going to bring to you.
Right.
All right. So we are also giving away 500 in cash prizes. We're
That's great.
Come as your favorite nocturnal creature. So this is a range. We want to see what you guys have.
All right. Sounds like a lot of fun.
And we're not done yet. We have Friday, October 27th. Beetlejuice.
And Stacey, you're the roller girl?
Roller girl.
The roller girl.
I wear many skates.
She's got her skates on.
And her locker shorts. Hey.
Right on.
But so our finale is Saturday, October 28th. This is our big party, Boogie Nights Halloween bash. We're giving away $2K in prizes. Sexiest, scariest, best group, and best overall.
That's right. You're going to get a great crowd. I can only imagine the fun in there.
So here's my question. So what is the costume that you are hoping somebody shows up as?
Oh, boy.
I know.
So many throughout the years.
What good blockbusters were out there? Dave, you're good at this.
The cool thing about Boogie Nights is our customers come dressed just like we do. We're in wardrobe, retro gear. So really, the most outrageous and the sexiest is always my favorite, for sure, because people go over the top, and there's so much to do under one roof, and Boogie Nights is really the destination spot. it really is, as Valerie said, what we do best.
And
I
the
think
prizes. I mean, come on.
Yes.
The prizes alone is enough
Yeah.
to get out there.
It really is a lot of fun. The party's great. You'll see Roller Girl zipping around, entertain. She's really the party starter of the event. Make sure everybody's hyped up. We have Mr. Boogie. We have the best DJs in town.
Yep.
We've got Mirror Man, Boogie Beaver, a bunch of characters. It's a very interactive experience. And, of course, the energy from all the sports fans. Give out much love to our fans here in South Jersey and Philly. And we invite you to come out and party with us every weekend. We're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But this week, 4 nights of Halloween.
There we go. All right, Dave, Valerie, and Stacy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys at Boogie Nights.
Thank you. See you there.
All right,
guys.
there you are. That's cool, man. Remember that song, Boogie Nights? You can't forget that.
Did I say earlier I go to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock? That might change this week.
I don't think it's going to change for Halloween week. I know that I have an 8-year-old, so I mean, but hey, we got a few minutes left in the program. Let's get back to the predictions we're going to make for the Eagles. I want to thank Dave, Valerie, and Stacy, the Roller Girl. All right, Grimesy, let's. What do you think? Sunday night, national television, Tagovailoa versus Hurts.
Yep. And here's
high-powered offense versus the Eagles defense.
Here's what I think. Number one, I asked
you better watch what he says, or your phone might blow up again.
Exactly.
No. I learned my lesson. I think I'm on Grayson's line. Great minds think alike. I'm 35-34 Eagles.
35-34.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
It's a high-scoring game, and Grayson has a 1-point difference. Guru's close to 30 to 70 or 30 to 27. All right, Josh Hennig, what say you?
I think it's a close game. I think the Eagles win, though. I think it's going to be like 30-27, 27-24. I've been waffling back and forth on the two because I know the forecast for this weekend has changed about 20 times in the last 72 hours to the point where there are people who literally canceled events this weekend and people were mad about it. So I do think the track is going to slow down the Dolphins a little bit. I don't think the Dolphins have played a team like the Eagles with their trench warfare. But I think it'll still be a close game. So give me 30-27 Birds.
30-27 Birds. That's Guru has 30-27 Dolphins. All right, Danny, what say you?
Yeah, guys, I'm trying to be realistic about this, so I'm not proud of this one, but I'm going to go 41-27 Dolphins.
41-27 Dolphins.
I just don't think our defense is strong enough right now, and our offense sure as hell did not look good last week, so I'm going to go with the Dolphins in this one.
All right, Grayson says Eagles, Grimes says Eagles, Josh says Eagles, Guru, Danny say Dolphins. I'm inclined to agree with Danny. I think the Eagles. I think the Eagles lose in a close one, but I don't think it's going to be a big scoring. I think it's going to be Dolphins 30, Eagles 20. There you have it. I hope I'm wrong.
You guys have a lot of faith in the Dolphins.
I got to keep it real.
Was this one of the games you had marked as a loss during the season as you went through the season?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay. Yep. All right. Let's hope I'm wrong, Josh.
I think you're going to be
Let's hope
wrong.
the Guru, Dan, and I are wrong. Phillies win tomorrow?
I think
Phillies win tomorrow.
absolutely.
Phillies win tomorrow. Yeah.
10 zip.
All right. Well, when we wake up tomorrow morning, hopefully the Eagles will win, prove us all wrong, and we'll be ready for Phillies baseball. All right. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Sunday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Thanks to Scott Grayson, Mark Grimes, Josh Hennig, Danny producing in the studio, and the Guru. Let's go Birds. Let's go Phillies.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. It's